Okay, in my last video I was cut off from this part because the recorder I'm using is stupid. So, you should have a window, two windows, one with a front view, one with a top view. So, and what I'm actually going to do, since this eyelid is like this, I'm actually going to rotate this bone until it's right about there, and hit Control N to recalculate the bone roll angle, and if I rotate it, I should get a nice looking deformation. Well, I should. So I'm going to try and do the same thing with the bottom one. Control N. And this is the problem I was mentioning. Okay. It all depends on your character. My character, because she looks like she's almost orientalish and cat-like, it's gonna take some tweaking. So I'm actually going to pause and fix this. Well, it was a pain, but I finally got it. But you didn't miss much. Like I said, you're going to spend hours, I almost guarantee you're going to spend hours trying to get the eye deformations to, the eyelid deformations to look good. Because if it's your character, it's all about your character looking good. So, give me a second here. Okay then. Now, they can obviously rotate. And remember, it all depends on your character. It's all about your character. This is just a guide. This is just a template. So, now I need a control to cause these guys to rotate, causing them to close the eyelid. So, oh gosh. Oh, that's why. Okay. Now we can start. Okay. If you're familiar with Bassam Kardali's Man Candy, the way to control his eyelids is to have a bone. Is that he has a bone right in between these two bones that you scale to close the eyelid. So let's add that. And I want the bone be right in between the tips of these two bones. So grab them both, Shift S, cursor to selections. Now we're not going to add the bone. Just grab any bone and hit Shift, any tip of any bone, and hit Shift E and extrude out. And then when you do so, clear the parent of that bone. Then hit, with it still selected, hit Shift S, selection to cursor. And hit dot to rotate at the cursor, and rotate it 90 degrees. And then it won't work right now. We still have to, we're going to have to add, just like when we added some targets for the eyelids, for the eyes to rotate, we're going to add some targets for the eyelids to cause them to rotate. So we're going to add those. Just grab both tips, extrude out, grab them both if you can, then parent them to the bone that you will scale to close the eyelid. And keep offset And right now, don't parent this new bone to anything. Now if we scale it, nothing will happen. So, what we need to do is this. We need another track constraint. I'm going to use another IK constraint. So, grab the target, grab the bone, control I, chainline of 1. And do it throughout the other bones. Okay, so now I have all 4 bones with IK constraints forcing them to move. So now if we scale them, the eyelid will close. And if you move them, the eyelid can be moved. And once again, the deformations are not very satisfying to me, but that's something I'll clear up later. Okay, we're first going to lock the Z and X location, all rotations, and that's pretty much it. Do the same thing for the other. And there. We can now close eyelids. Now, from what I remember, eyelids close from the when eyelids close, it's the bottom eyelid that closes, not the lower eyelid. So, we need to grab the controller bone and move it down. So now when we scale it, we should get a much more satisfying result. There we go. We can even move it down some more. There we go. Perfect. You can move, scale it, move it, and there. We're almost done. Now, say I want the eyelids to kind of track with the eyes. I really don't want to be moving them to compensate just to get this pose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 more bones, and I'll do that in this next segment.